Welcome to UK Pathway Hub, your go-to channel for everything related to UK immigration and visas. Here, we break down the latest policies, compare different immigration routes, and keep you informed about the changes that could affect your journey to the UK. Whether you're planning to study, work, or settle in Britain, this is the place where complex rules become clear and easy to understand. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, and share it with others who might find it helpful. And of course, drop your comments below. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences about immigration in the UK. A hard line on illegal migration. The UK government is preparing for a bold shift that could change the way countries deal with illegal migration. Imagine this. If a nation refuses to take back its citizens who are living illegally in Britain, the UK could completely ban visas for that country. That means no student visas, no work visas, no visitor visas. For many, this sounds like a dramatic but necessary step to finally get control over immigration. For others, it raises huge questions about fairness, diplomacy, and the future of international relations. This is not just about numbers on a spreadsheet, it's about sovereignty, accountability, and the pressure that governments face when their systems are overwhelmed. So why is the UK taking such a drastic route? What does this mean for migrants, for other countries, and for ordinary people who might just want to study, work, or visit? Let's break it down. The context, a long-standing challenge. Illegal migration has been one of the thorniest issues facing the UK for decades. Every government has promised to fix it, but the problem has only grown more complicated. Thousands of people enter the UK without proper documents or remain after their visas expire. In theory, deporting them should be straightforward. Send them back to their home country. But in reality, many countries refuse to cooperate. Some deny that the individual is their citizen, others delay paperwork endlessly, and some simply refuse to engage. This leaves Britain in a difficult spot, hosting people who should not legally be there, with little recourse to enforce removals. Over time, frustration has built up among the public and policymakers alike. The UK government has now signaled that it is done waiting for cooperation. By linking visas to compliance, Britain is essentially telling other countries, play by the rules or face the consequences. The new policy, visa bans as leverage, the heart of this policy is very clear. If a country refuses to accept the return of its citizens who are in the UK illegally, then the UK can suspend or cancel future visas for people from that country. This includes students hoping to study at British universities, workers applying for skilled jobs, and families wanting to visit relatives. The government is betting that this will create immediate pressure because many nations rely heavily on the opportunities that the UK offers. A student visa, for example, is not just about education. It can change lives and bring in billions of pounds to the UK economy. By threatening to cut this off, Britain is using its global influence as leverage. But with such a blunt tool, there are risks. Ordinary people may pay the price for the actions of their governments, and diplomacy could be severely tested. Why now? The political backdrop. Timing matters here. The UK government is under intense pressure to demonstrate control over its borders. With record numbers of small boat crossings across the English Channel and growing public dissatisfaction, ministers need to show decisive action. Immigration is not just a policy issue anymore. It's a defining political battleground. By announcing a tough stance like this, the government signals to voters that it is serious about enforcement and not just rhetoric. At the same time, it sends a message internationally. The UK will not tolerate endless delays or excuses from other countries. This aligns with broader efforts to tighten asylum rules, accelerate deportations, and crack down on illegal entry. In short, this isn't a random decision. It's part of a calculated strategy to reshape the immigration debate and show strength in a climate where political survival may depend on it. Global implications, a domino effect? This policy doesn't just affect Britain. If enforced, it could reshape how countries handle migration on a global scale. Imagine a student from a country that refuses to take back deported nationals. They may suddenly find themselves shut out of UK universities. Workers hoping to move abroad for better opportunities could be denied. Families planning travel could be stuck. On the diplomatic front, it could strain relations between the UK and partner nations, especially those that rely on remittances from citizens abroad. Other countries might watch closely, wondering if they should adopt similar rules. If this spreads, it could mark the beginning of a new era where visas are used not only for border control, but also as political leverage. While some may cheer this as accountability, others fear it could create a cycle of retaliation and worsen global tensions. The stakes extend far beyond the UK's borders. Supporters and critics, two sides of the debate, reactions to this proposal are deeply divided. Supporters argue that the UK has every right to enforce its laws and expect cooperation from other nations. If a country benefits from sending students, workers, and travelers to the UK, then it should also take responsibility for its citizens who break immigration rules. To them, this is common sense. No cooperation, no visas. Critics, however, see it differently. They warn that punishing entire populations for the failures of their governments is unfair and potentially dangerous. Visa bans could hit young students, hardworking migrants, and families with no connection to illegal activity. It could also damage long-term relationships with key allies, creating resentment that spills into trade, security, and diplomacy. The debate highlights a core dilemma: how to balance enforcement with fairness, and how to act tough without being seen as unjust or heavy-handed. Impact on migrants and travelers. For migrants already in the UK, this policy could mean faster deportations if their home country fears losing visa access. For those planning to come legally, the future looks uncertain. Students might be forced to change their study destinations, workers could lose valuable job opportunities, and families may see doors closed on visits they've planned for years. The economic consequences are also significant. Universities depend heavily on international students, businesses rely on skilled workers, and tourism fuels local economies. Cutting off visas doesn't just affect the sending country, it also impacts the UK. That's why many are watching closely. Will the government really follow through, or will this remain more of a threat than a reality? Either way, for ordinary people caught in the middle, the stakes are high and the uncertainty is unsettling. The bigger picture, a global test. At its core, this is about more than just UK policy. It's about how the world manages migration in an age of rising nationalism, economic pressure, and political polarization. Every nation is grappling with the same tension: how to protect borders while remaining open to talent, trade, and humanitarian needs. The UK's visa ban proposal reflects a growing impatience with systems that seem to reward non-cooperation. But it also risks setting a precedent that could make international travel and migration even more fragmented and politicized. Will countries adapt, negotiate, and find common ground, or will this trigger more walls, bans, and standoffs? The answer will shape not only Britain's future, but also the global landscape of migration. Closing thought, a question for the future. The UK is drawing a line, but lines often provoke questions rather than answers. Is this a bold step toward sovereignty and control, or a dangerous path that could isolate Britain and punish the innocent? Immigration is one of the defining issues of our time, and every decision comes with trade-offs. For now, the UK has made its intentions clear: cooperate or lose access. But the real test lies ahead in how this policy plays out, how other nations respond, and how ordinary lives are affected in the process. The debate is far from over. That wraps up today's discussion here on UK Pathway Hub, where we guide you through the twists and turns of UK immigration and visa updates. If you found this video useful, make sure to subscribe so you never miss our latest breakdowns and comparisons. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Your support helps us grow and also sparks conversations that benefit the whole community. Stay connected with us for more insights on navigating your pathway to the UK, and we'll see you in the next video.